For the 46th problem on this first ACT practice test, a container is 1/8 full of water. After 10 cups of water are added, the container is 3/4 full. What is the volume of the container in cups? So to answer this question, let's first get a better visual for what's actually going on here. So let's say that this shape here is our container, and we know that it starts out being 1/8 full of water. So let's say this is our starting point, and that this is at 1/8. And then it's saying that 10 cups of water are added, so now the container is 3/4 full. So let's say this is 3/4, and we'll give it a slightly darker color just to show the difference. So our job is to figure out how many cups of water would this entire container hold. So if we were to fill it to the top, what would our volume be? So V for volume is what we're trying to find. And our clue is that 10 cups of water were added to raise it from 1/8 to 3/4. So we know that this amount of water here is 10 cups. So the question is, what portion of the container does this 10 cups take up? Since all we know right now is that it went from 1/8 to 3/4. So the way to figure it out is just to find the difference between these. If we take this value of 3/4 and just subtract 1/8, that'll tell us what portion these 10 cups actually took up. So to do this, we need to find a common denominator. And since 8 is a multiple of 4, we can use 8 as our denominator. So the 1/8 does not change, but 3/4, since we're changing the denominator to 8, we want to think, what did we multiply the 4 by to get to 8? And the answer would be 2. So we would have to multiply the 3 by 2 as well, so that the fraction remains equal. And 3 times 2 is 6, so 6/8 is equivalent to 3/4. And now subtracting 1/8 from 6/8, we have 5/8. Now what we just found is that this portion right here of our container is 5/8 of the total volume. Or in other words, 5/8 of our volume, which I'll call V, is equal to 10 cups. So from here we have an equation, and now we just have to solve for the volume. And to do that, all we have to do is multiply each side by 8 and then divide by 5. So that our volume, let's see, 10 times 8 would be 80. So we have 80, and then we have to divide by 5. And 80 divided by 5 is 16. And remember that the unit here is cups. So the full volume of this container here would be 16 cups. So choice letter J would be the final answer.